And I'm joined now by Ice Cube. Well, Ice Cube, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's great to have you.
It's good to be here.
A bona fide legend.
Oh, thank you.
You like being called a legend?
No, Piers, you're a legend for letting grifters like this guy use all of your content in our videos, which are transformative in nature. Reaction videos, like mine. Many would call what I do an art. It's not like I don't do anything to them. I make loads of funny little comments. If you're new to the channel, buckle up, because you're about to go on a hell of a ride.
A seal opera.
I bet you're enjoying it already, and if you are, let the algorithm know, give it a little thumbs up, you know. Subscribe to the channel as well, because that will get me closer to my ultimate goal, which is filling some kind of void in my soul, I'm not sure.
Let me ask you this. There's been a lot of stuff about the state of the world, about the state of America. Where do you see things right now?
Where do you see things? What's your diagnosis? State of the world, Mr. Cube.
I think, you know, people are very polarized in all kind of ways. People are afraid to speak out because of the cancer culture. The cancer culture.
Do you think some people are more worried about cancel culture than they should be because they think it's cancer culture? They keep seeing that people get cancer when they say the wrong thing. I tell you what, this cancer culture is political correctness gone mad. All these people getting cancer just for having the wrong views.
Cancel culture that we have today. So I just think, you know, people are afraid and they're running to their corners, you know.
In a way, it is a cancel culture. In a way, it is a cancel culture. It behaves like that.
It does, because it makes not only the person that's getting canceled, they're trying to shut them up, but anybody's watching now, they shut up because they say, if it can happen to this guy, it can happen to me.
Ah, yes. Just like cancer.
So by smashing somebody who says something that you might not like and canceling them, it actually reverberates throughout the whole community, and everybody now is watching what they say all the time.
I like Ice Cube, and I actually think he seems like a very decent guy. I think we'd have a lot in common. I could see me hanging out with a guy like that if we'd have gone to school together. If he'd have grown up in South Yorkshire, or I in California. I bet we'd have made quite a formidable rap duo. We'd have got on like a house on fire. In fact, that's what they call us, fire and ice.
Like lukewarm water.
We'd have been friends, we'd have been pals.
You and he were buddies, weren't you?
So don't get me wrong, right? It's just, Piers, can we stop pretending that these people that vaguely align with your worldview are international diplomats? You're not interviewing Noam Chomsky.
See, what's the answer to this? Because I think it's crazy that in a democracy like the United States, like the United Kingdom, that people are too frightened to speak their mind, to say what they think. What do we do about this?
Let's just be clear. Yes, I obviously agree in broad strokes with what they're saying. I'm on YouTube and I have to sort of censor myself all the time because that sweet, sweet revenue. Now, obviously, I'm all for free speech and all the rest of it. I don't know what it is about me, but anytime I see anyone defending anything vehemently or, you know, campaigning for something, I just die of the cringe. Makes me feel all cringy, even if I agree with the cause. I just kind of think to myself, how can you be that passionate to go on a show and talk about how, cancel culture?
The cancer culture.
I guess it's a good thing that there are people out there who take things seriously. You know, lawyers, doctors, nurses, quantity surveyors. But hey, you've got to have a sense of humour too. Hopefully all those people can come home and watch a nice YouTube video like this one in the evening after a long day at work surveying quantities. Forget about, you know, all the structural flaws of that office building they were working on today. Right? Yeah.
I think you say what you want to say, and to hell with the consequences. You got to be willing to fight for your rights and fight for what you believe in. And if you're a person who believes in freedom of speech, you have to fight and say what you feel and let the chips fall where they may. and stand on that. And, you know, it may not be an easy road, but I think you feel better about yourself when you say what needs to be said at the time it needs to be said, and not afterwards where you go home and think, I should have said this when that guy was there, or when I was there, I should have said that and I didn't.
Okay, Ice Cube, it sounds like you're confusing cancel culture or cancer culture.
Cancer culture.
With losing an argument now. It's real hard when you get home and you remember what you could have said. Man, shit, I could have won that argument. That's not cancel culture. You've just not been very good on the spot. Ironic for a rapper. And as for the idea that, you know, everyone should just say what they want when they want, and to hell with the consequences, you know, wherever the chips fall. That's all very well said and done when you're worth $160 million, Ice Cube. The rest of us normies have to be a little more prudent sometimes.
Well,
That haunts you more.
You can definitely say what the hell you like on this show. It's called Uncensored for a reason.
Well, that's why I'm here, man. You know, that's
You've
what
always
I'm
been
all about.
uncensored. Let me ask you this. Is America more racist or less racist than when you were a kid?
Yeah, now we put the mystery of cancel culture or cancer culture to bed. Let's move on to, let's solve racism now, Piers?
I think it's pretty much the same because it's institutionalized, and you know, the institution takes on different faces, so to speak. But you know, I don't know if racism in the financial sector or has gotten any better. We still have a hard time getting capital when we need it. We still have a hard time having that access to those, you know, currency streams that's out there. And so it affects us in the same way. In 1865, black people owned maybe 1 or 2% of America. And I believe we're still in that same place.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm feeling kind of conflicted about this one because I do feel like Ice Cube is... I think his heart's in the right place, but I can't stand Piers Morgan fawning over him and softballing him. Is that right? Well, I've been educated. It's so patronising.
Yeah.
It's barely changed.
Barely's changed.
Barely's changed? Who's barely?
In some ways, it's gotten worser. I mean, worser, but it's gotten worse. I think the Corner Commission did something in 1968 about the poverty in America and how it affects all the people, and we're worse than we were in 1968.
Poor Ice Cube. I mean, I've been listening to him in a few interviews recently, and I think there is something he wants to say. He's not quite sure what it is yet, you know. But I can't wait to find out. I'll be all aboard listening. Ah, God, this is a late one again. I bet you can tell, can't you? My voice, my brain. Things are not working as they should be and stuff.
The last rapper that I interviewed in this very studio was Kanye West.
Yeah.
You know, despite what a twit he is sometimes, Piers Morgan, I still have a soft spot for him. I like the way he talks to the rappers, you know. The last rapster that I had in there here was, that's the, checks notes, Kanye West.
Yeah.
You've had a wobbly relationship with him, but you're
And by the way, just so you know, I haven't really cut anything out of the last few minutes. They really feel like they've put cancel culture or cancer culture and then racism to bed in all of what you've just heard. And now they feel it's time to move on to Kanye West. It's a real in-depth, insightful interview. It's amazing.
Because I haven't really seen
Very
much of him
specific.
since I interviewed him. He's kind of disappeared. I mean, how is he? How's he dealing with what's happened to him?
Oh, yeah, of course, because of those comments he made, he got cancelled.
I believe he's doing great. You know, he's still dealing with
The lunacy, the stark raving lunacy.
with some people trying to hold on to his money.
Please, Ice Cube, don't go any further. We all know what people you're talking about. I said at the beginning this was uncensored. It is a little bit censored.
You saw some of the crazier things he was saying, the anti-Semitic statements he was making. What did you feel as someone who knew him well? What did you feel about that?
I felt that if he was really upset with specific people, that the message he was saying would kind of hijack what he's really upset about, and that's kind of what happened. You just can't generalize. You have to be specific, especially if you're talking about anybody, any race of people. You have to be specific on who exactly you're talking about.
Yes, so long as racism is directed at an individual and not the entire collective, then it's fine. Just a quick message to Piers Morgan and Tucker Carlson, the Candace Owenses of this world. Just because you vaguely align with Kanye West on a few things, anti-woke culture, he seems to be vaguely religious, and stuff like that. Just because you agree on a few things doesn't mean you have to defend everything he says, all right? Just bear that in mind, okay? All right. Be like me, right? I may be a grifter, but I don't have a team. I'm a lone wolf.
Do you think it's going to kill us all, artificial intelligence?
Moving swiftly on. Ice Cube, do you think artificial intelligence is going to kill us all? This is Partridge-esque.
I interviewed Professor Stephen Hawking before he died. And I said, what's the biggest threat to mankind? He said, when artificial intelligence learns to self-design. That's it.
So that was Professor Stephen Hawking's take on the fate of humanity in the wake of the rise of artificial intelligence. Now let's get Ice Cube's take. And I hate the way everyone always quotes Stephen Hawking. There's all these clips of him with his robot voice he's supposed to find all inspiring. I could be inspiring if the interviewer was forced to ask me a set list of questions that I had a machine prepare the answers for. You'll never. Shut up. Harsh? Too harsh? I'm sorry. Don't cancel me. Cancel me.
Yeah, I think it's already figuring us out in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, it sure is, Mr. Cube. That was the greatest interview I've ever seen, and I hope you agree with me. It was amazing. Okay. It couldn't have gone any better, could it? Not really. Like, share, subscribe, all of those things that help me become an even bigger gossip bitch on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Stunning like a young Burt Reynolds.